So today I have a Sephora haul for you. I wanted to show you everything that I picked up in the sale. I did a wish list video a few weeks ago, and if you watched that video, there were a ton of products on my wish list, just a lot of things in my Sephora loves list right now. So I obviously narrowed it down for the actual sale because I didn't need that much. And then I did pick up a few things that I didn't even talk about in that video. So I thought I would share everything with you in today's video, show you what actually made the cut. I figured with the app being down and the website being so slow for the past few days that my order wouldn't come until later, but it actually shipped really quickly. So I'm excited to try out some of these products. I did try a few on today. I'm going to do a video testing some of these as well as some new drugstore makeup. I'll probably film that like tomorrow or the next day, so that should be up soon. But before we get into it, I do have a giveaway. So in my Sephora recommendations video, there is a giveaway. 3 different people are going to win Sephora gift cards, and I'm really thankful for the company that I partnered with on that video, Iris, for providing the giveaway. I thought that was so amazing. It is not open to everyone because the app is not available everywhere, so it's only the US and Canada, and I'm still thankful that they did that, but I also wanted to do a giveaway that's open internationally to everyone because I do still love and appreciate all of my subscribers no matter where you live. So the giveaway prizes in today's video are just provided by me, just as a way to say thank you for watching my videos. I think this is always like a fun time of the year to do giveaways. So I have 2 different prizes. First place will win a $200 Sephora gift card. If you live in an area where Sephora doesn't ship to you, I'll just purchase the products on your wish list and ship them out to you. Or, we can figure something else out. And then second place will win the Summer Fridays lip butter sets. I purchased this one for myself as well. I was on the Summer Fridays website because it sold out at Sephora so quickly. And I think this one sold out as well. And I figured I would grab it for you as well. So I just thought I would give them both away to one person. You can keep them for yourself. You can split them up and give them to other people. But I do love this formula and I know they're very high in demand, so I wanted to grab them for you as well. So 2 different prizes. It's very simple to enter. Just be subscribed to my channel and leave a comment below. I'm going to reply to the winners in a few days and ask them to email me, but please, if you get a reply from me, make sure to click on the profile and make sure it's my verified YouTube account because there are people who will try to scam and get information. I will never ask you for money if you win a prize. I will literally just ask you to email me and then I'll verify it's you. So if you get a response from me saying you're a winner, just please click on the profile to make sure it actually leads to my personal YouTube channel. The giveaway will only be open for a few days because I want the person who wins to be able to shop during the sale so they can get the discount and just get like the most for their gift card. But that's it. No strings attached. I really just want to say thank you for watching my videos. I really, really appreciate it. I love that I get to film YouTube videos. I'm so thankful that this is my job and I just appreciate you guys. So I have a couple of different giveaways coming throughout the next few weeks. I just think it's a fun time to do giveaways during the holiday season. So stay tuned for them. But let's jump into it and I'll show you what I picked up during the sale. Okay, the first thing I picked up is an eyeshadow palette. This has been on my wish list for a year at this point, although I did kind of go back and forth. When Natasha Denona launched the Xenon palette, I thought about picking that one up, and then I was like, no, I'm just going to go with the Makeup by Mario one because I've truly been thinking about this palette for an entire year at this point. And when he relaunched it for this holiday season, I was like, okay, I'm not going to miss out on it again because last year it sold out so quickly. So this is the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette. Okay, I am wearing this on my eyes today. I was going to film a get ready with me, like trying out some of these products, but I wasn't feeling like 100% this morning. I wasn't even sure if I was going to film this video like as I was getting ready. I'm feeling better now, so I decided obviously to film it, but I will use this in a video that I film later on. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about this palette today, so I do have some of the shades on. I have this on as like a brow bone color. I have this in the crease, this in the crease, a little bit of this color, and then I have this shade and this shade all over the lid. So I will say the matte shadows are more impressive than I thought they were going to be, and the shimmer shadows are kind of underwhelming, and that's just like my initial first impressions. I haven't even swatched this palette fully, but like looking at it, I feel like this shimmer is going to be so stunning on the eyes. This one reminded me a little bit of Space Cowboy, but like less intense. I think I thought they were going to be a little bit creamier than they actually are, but at least this shimmer and this shimmer feel a little bit dry. So I don't know. I don't want to like state too much on this palette because I haven't really fully used it. Like I said, I haven't swatched everything, but initially I feel like I like the mattes better than the shimmers, which is kind of surprising because I really thought I would like the shimmers a lot more than the mattes in here. I will say the tones are really beautiful. I love that this palette is not overly warm toned or overly cool toned, because I do feel like a lot of palettes fall into those categories these days. Like a lot of brands were doing super warm toned palettes for a long time, and now cool toned palettes are kind of trending. So this one probably falls a little bit more in the middle, which I think for me is maybe more ideal for like everyday, easy, quick looks. So I'm going to keep playing around with this. I don't regret buying it because I do think it is going to be a really pretty palette. I think because it was on my list for such a long time and there's so much hype surrounding it, it's almost like it couldn't possibly live up to the expectations that I have for it in my mind, but I am excited to use it more, and I'm glad I went with this one because I'm sure I'll be able to get a lot of use out of it. I did repurchase the Tower 28 Make Waves mascara. I don't even know how many times I've repurchased this product at this point. I've paid full price for it. I've gotten it during the sales. Whenever this is on sale, I do end up grabbing a backup because it is my favorite mascara of all time. I did get the brown one, so I'm excited to try that one out, but it's always nice to have the black one on hand because the second I run out of it, like I have to have it. And this is the type of mascara that I feel like I fly through because I wear it so much and I'll just like load it on the lashes. So I do have this on today. It is my absolute favorite. It's so, so good. So I wanted to get it while I could get a discount, even if it was just like a small discount. I know 20% off isn't a ton. I am a Rouge member because, you know, YouTube's my job. I do end up buying a lot from Sephora to review on my channel to test out. If this was not my job, I really highly doubt that I would be Rouge. So I'd probably get like the 10 or 15% off discount, which I really am fully aware that is not the most significant discount you could get. But some of these brands don't really have Black Friday sales. Like Rare Beauty, I always wait to see if they're going to have a Black Friday sale, and typically they don't. They sometimes do like a gift with purchase, but they never do, or I might have missed it, but I don't think they've ever done like a site-wide discount. So I did grab a few products from Rare Beauty while I could get them for a discounted price. I will say Rare Beauty's prices are not bad, especially compared to a lot of other brands at Sephora. But again, it's always nice to get a little bit of a discount if possible. So I purchased this product. I don't know if this was on my wish list or if I talked about it, but it was kind of like a last minute addition. It's the Rare Beauty Kind Words matte lipstick, and I have the shade Talented. So I talked about the Rare Beauty lip liner in a video I just did on some of my favorite products under $25. And I bought that one on a whim because some of you guys were saying you loved it, and I actually fell in love with it. So I wanted to try their lipstick formula as well. I'm wearing it today. I do have a lip gloss on top, but first of all, the packaging is so cute. You actually just like push it and then you can pull it out, which I love. This does feel like a very matte lipstick. I don't know if it feels dry. Like I only wore it for like a few minutes before I applied the lip gloss on top, but it did look very matte. On the box, they say that it is a weightless, buttery smooth matte lipstick that lays down comfortable color in one swipe. So I want to actually wear this on its own to see how it lasts throughout the day, how it feels. I did throw a lip gloss on top because in general, I do prefer more of like a glossy lip overall, but I do end up wearing lipstick quite a bit these days because I've kind of been enjoying like a little more color on the lips than just a sheer gloss. And then the other Rare Beauty product I picked up is the Positive Light Liquid Luminizer. So I bought this specifically to mix in with liquid blush. I've seen so many people mix the Rare Beauty liquid highlighters with the Rare Beauty liquid blushes, and the result is always so pretty. And I do tend to wear my liquid blush more during the fall and the winter than I do the spring and the summer. This feels really big. This is significantly bigger than the blush. I don't know why I was expecting it to be the same size as the blush, but I went with the shade Enchant, which is a beautiful pink. I don't have a ton of pink highlighters, so I thought this would be really fun, especially if I am going to mix it in with like my pink tone blushes. I'm so excited to try that combo. So let me just swatch this. When I talked about this in my wish list video, a lot of you said these end up looking more subtle on the cheeks, and that actually sounds perfect to me because sometimes liquid highlighter can be a little bit intimidating if it is really over the top. Oh, this color is going to be, I swatched it in a weird place. It's going to be so good. Like it is very, very subtle, but I like that because I could wear it on its own, but I think mixed into blush, it's going to be amazing too. It feels really silky, almost like a little bit oily. I can't wait to try it out. Like the more that I'm blending it in, it almost blends away to nothing. But again, I feel like that could be ideal because it seems like the type of formula you probably could layer up as well. But again, I don't know how much I'll be wearing this on its own. Like I really just want to mix it in with blush. So I can't wait to try that out. I think that's actually the only cheek product I bought. There were a few blush sets that were on my list and like a couple of holiday sets that had mini blushes. And in the end, I just decided like I have enough blush for now. And there are some tempting options out there. But when I was really trying to like narrow down my cart, I was like, I probably don't need quite as many cheek products as I think I do. So I actually went with a foundation instead. This is a foundation I own, but the shade I have is a little bit dark. So as we head into the winter season, I knew that I would need a lighter shade. And last year I meant to buy a lighter shade and then I didn't. So I didn't wear the foundation very much, but it really is such a good formula for the fall and the winter. It is the Merit Minimalist Perfecting Complexion Stick. I think I actually had the Merit blush set in my cart and I took it out because I was like, I'd rather buy this. So the shade that I have right now is, I think it's Linen. This one is Silk. When I was looking at the swatches online, I thought Silk might be like a little bit too light for me, but then I figured even if it was a little bit too light, I could mix it together with Linen. It probably will be slightly too light, but mixed with Linen, that will, I don't know, it might actually end up matching me. Like I do have a slight tan right now that I got because we were out in the sun a ton in September. And even though like I fully cover up, I wear a ton of sunscreen, I did end up getting a little bit of a tan that hasn't completely faded. So I feel like by January, like this probably will be a good match for me. There is another foundation stick that I was kind of considering by the brand Basma. I added that to my loves list a really long time ago, but I don't know if I would like it. I've never like swatched it. I haven't heard a ton about it. So I just decided to play it safe this time around. I know that I love this formula. It's very, very creamy. It's so easy to customize because you can go in with a small amount. And because it is a little bit of a smaller stick, like you can really target areas where you just want like a tiny bit of extra coverage and it looks beautiful. It feels good, very, very moisturizing, and it just looks nice by the end of the day. Even when my skin was a little more oily, it still looked really beautiful. So I'm excited to have the lighter shade so I can actually wear this quite a bit during the fall and the winter. I did pick up, did I only get one lip gloss? I actually got two. I narrowed it down because I had a lot on my list and I'm still thinking about the Milk Makeup Gloss that I did not grab. But when it came down to it, like I knew that I wanted to try these shades more than that Milk Makeup shade, even though I love the Milk Makeup formula. So I did get the Lawless Forget the Filler Plumping Lip Gloss in the shade George. I am wearing this today, just like a really small amount on top of the Rare Beauty lipstick. This color is really beautiful. I wasn't sure what to expect because sometimes the Lawless glosses look a little bit different in person than they do once you get them, but this color is, it's like my kind of shade. I feel like I'll end up wearing this quite a bit during the fall. It's definitely just like a medium toned nude with a little bit of rosiness to it, or maybe even a light nude. See, these do end up looking a lot lighter in person than they do online. Like this really is a shade that I know I'll love, but I'm pretty sure the swatches online looked a lot more intense. So I'm glad I got it. Just keep in mind that if you do purchase the Lawless glosses, sometimes online, like I wonder if when they're photographing them, they have like lipstick or lip liner underneath and quite a bit of it because these do tend to be more sheer in my experience. The other one that I got is the Colé Lip Treatment Oil in the shade Excellence. So I've gotten a few comments recently from some of you saying that you've heard these go bad after like 6 months of having them and that customers are finding that either like the formula separates or it's gone bad or there is what appears to be mold in the bottom. I haven't had that issue with mine. I think I've had mine for about 6 months at this point. I have the shade Smitten. I talked about it in a recent video and mine's still good. So maybe keep that in mind. I don't know. I'll definitely keep you updated if that happens to mine. So this is the shade Excellence. It kind of looks very similar to Fenty's Hot Chocolate, which is one of my top lip products of all time. But I'm excited to have this one. I think it will look really beautiful on its own, on top of lip liner, on top of lipstick. Wow, look at the difference. Like this Colé product is so shiny. I thought the Lawless product was like one of my shiniest glosses, but this is definitely shinier. It's a little bit sticky. And you know what? I would say the textures, they're not the same by any means, but they both have like a little bit of stickiness to them. So I feel like both formulas are maybe a little more ideal if you want your lip gloss to last a little bit longer and you don't want something that's going to like completely wear away after just a few minutes of wearing it. So I did end up grabbing both of those. I feel like I'll get a lot of use out of these over the next few months. And then I grabbed the Inkey List Tripeptide Plumping Lip Balm. I've been seeing so much about this on TikTok, so I wanted to try this out for myself. It's supposed to plump and hydrate the lips, but it's also supposed to like plump them over time. I saw a girl who like measured her lips before, and then she used this for I think a couple of weeks and then measured them afterwards, and they were more voluminous. So that's the video that sold me. I love the Inkey List. I actually just got to work with them on TikTok. This is not sponsored at all. I purchased these products with my own money, but I've been using their products for a few years, and I just think they're great. The price point is really nice, and I'm all for something that actually works long term, but also instantly. So obviously, like initially, it's going to leave your lips feeling very hydrated, very smooth, and we'll see if it actually works to plump up my lips over time. I'll keep you posted. I don't know that I'll pull out like a full-on tape measure, but I'll take like a before photo tonight after I wash my face, and then in 2 weeks, I'll take an after photo, and we'll see if they look any bigger. I actually didn't grab a ton of skincare products, but I did repurchase the Salicylic Acid Cleanser from the Inkey List as well. I just ran out of my Dermalogica cleanser, and I kind of go back and forth. Like I'll use the Dermalogica cleanser, the Clear Start one that's made for acne prone skin, and then I'll use the one from the Inkey List, and then I'll go back to that because I like them both pretty much equally. But this is an amazing option if you do have acne prone skin or you have oily skin. And I like this because I'll still use it in the morning, even when my skin is a little bit more combo, because it's not going to strip your skin. It's a really nice gel texture, so it doesn't leave your skin feeling like too moisturized. I feel like I'm all over the place with my skincare preferences these days. Like I do love really intense moisturizing products, but I also like products that are a little bit, not quite as heavy during the daytime. So I don't know. My skin, like it really is all over the place. And I feel like it depends on what week it is as to whether I'm using like products that are meant for oily acne prone skin or products that are meant for dry or dehydrated skin. So anyway, I like to have this on hand because it is very effective. It's super affordable. And honestly, like a tiny bit of this goes a long way. I pour it into my hand and then I add some water and like really work it into a lather, and you need like less than a dime sized amount. So this is a great option if you're looking for an affordable cleanser. I did repurchase the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray. Mine lasted a really long time. I can't remember the last time I repurchased it, but I had initially tried like a deluxe size sample, and then when I used that up fully, I bought the full size version, I want to say maybe like a year ago, maybe during the sale last year, and I'm almost done with mine, so I decided to grab it again. This is the type of product that I use a ton that I don't really talk about a lot. This is such a staple in my routine. I use it in a couple of different ways. I'll use it as a priming spray because it is very, very hydrating, and it does work to lock my makeup into place, not in the way that like the e.l.f. Power Grip does, but in more of like a subtle way. So I feel like it gives my makeup something to kind of cling on to, but again, it's not anywhere near like as thick or intense as the Power Grip primer or like the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip primer. I'll also use this if I do my skincare like early in the morning and then I'm doing my makeup later on because it just refreshes the face. I will occasionally use it as a setting spray, but I have to be careful in that way because it does make your face look very glowy, very healthy, but it can also look a little bit oily. So I don't always use it that way, but if you have very dry skin or you do like more of a glowy look, I think you'll like it for that reason too. But I love it. I think it is such a good product. It replaced the Smashbox Primer Water for me, which I used to love, but I feel like this one has more benefits. I actually just used up my Huda Beauty powder, the loose version of that. So instead of running out and repurchasing the loose version, because I do have a lot of other loose powder I kind of want to work my way through, I wanted to try the pressed powder instead. This one is the Easy Bake and Snatch Pressed Brightening and Setting Powder. I decided to go with the shade Cupcake, which is different than the shade I have in the loose powder. I think I have Pound Cake. I have like a more yellow toned version. But when I was looking at that one online, it almost looked like it would be a little bit too yellow toned. Wow, this is like a heavy compact. I wasn't expecting that. This one looked a little more pink toned in person. I'm hoping it's not too pink. Ooh, it might be a little bit too light actually. This is what the powder looks like. I don't know. I feel like it might be a little bit too light for my skin tone. Wow, it's a lot lighter in person and it's really not very pink. So I like the fact that it's not as pink as I thought it was going to be. It just looks like it might be a little bit too subtle. It comes with a cute little sponge underneath. I'm actually just going to take a little bit and just try it out and see how it looks because my skin's looking a little bit oily. Actually, I don't know. It could work. I know, again, we're heading into winter very soon, and I have a slight tan right now, but that's not going to last much longer. I just applied a really, really small amount because I didn't want to go over the top. So, I mean, you could obviously use it in that way, but this is meant to be more of like an actual baking powder. What does it say? Gently press powder under eyes and anywhere you are looking for a brightened, lifted effect. Blend immediately for a seamless finish or dust across your face to set your makeup. I'll definitely try it out and see how it works. I'll probably use it with like a little bit of a bigger, like soft velour sponge. This one's interesting. It's kind of like a little bit of almost I was going to say like a foam feeling sponge. Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels like that. It could be good for touch-ups. We'll see. I definitely want to like fully try this out before I share my thoughts on it because when I first tried the Huda Beauty powder, like the loose version, I wasn't sold on it, and then it became my absolute favorite. I don't know. I kind of wonder if I should repurchase that one while I can still get it on sale. I think Huda Beauty usually does have like a really good Black Friday sale, so maybe I'll wait and just get it then if I feel like I want to repurchase it still. I just have a few more things. So like I said, the app was being so weird. Like it was just completely acting up. And when I placed my order, whenever the first day of the sale was, I was kind of in a hurry because I didn't want like a few of these products to sell out fast because sometimes that happens. So I thought that I had the Amika dry shampoo gift set in my cart, which actually came with like a full-size version of the dry shampoo and a travel version for just the price of the full size. Apparently that was not in my cart because I just ended up with the dry shampoo, which is fine, but that is such a good deal. So if you're still planning on placing your order, I definitely recommend going with the gift set because it's basically like you get the mini for free. Anyways, so many of you told me this is your favorite dry shampoo. There were a few other Amika products I wanted to try, and then I was really trying to narrow my cart down. So I took some of them out. I recently purchased one of their hair masks from their website when they were having a sale. So I'm going to try that too. But anyway, I wanted to give this a shot since so many of you said that you love it. I'm always up for trying a new dry shampoo. Right now I'm using the Hask Charcoal Dry Shampoo, which does a good job. I also like the Ava NYC one, but I don't know. I feel like I haven't found like my absolute favorite dry shampoo that I can't live without. It used to be the IGK First Class, and then I felt like after a little while it was just a little bit too intense for me. I also repurchased this one from Vegamore. This is an expensive dry shampoo, so I wanted to get it while I could get it for a discount. I feel like maybe this is my favorite. I got it in a FabFitFun box back in, was it the fall or the summer? I don't know. I used it up fully, and ever since then, like I've really missed it. This one is the Grow Dry Shampoo. Now, this one does claim to obviously like absorb excess dirt, oil, sweat, but also help support thicker, fuller looking strands for people with thinning hair. Here's the thing about my hair. I would not call it thin, but I do think it is quite a bit thinner than it was back in like 2020. I felt like I was thinking about that, but then when I looked back on my older videos, I had so much hair. Obviously, it's a lot shorter than it used to be. Like it was down to my waist, but even like up near my roots, I felt like it was thicker. And I don't know, I feel like there are so many factors that could have contributed to the fact that it is thinner. I did have COVID like end of 2020, and I know a lot of people said they dealt with hair loss after that. So I don't know if that was it or if it was just the fact that like 2020 and 2021 were the most stressful years of our lives. We had a lot going on in our personal life. We also started the adoption process. We became new parents. There was obviously that adjustment. There was so much else. So I do feel like that took a toll on my body in a couple of different ways. But now I'm thinking like maybe that is part of the reason why my hair isn't quite as thick. And again, I wouldn't call it like thin by any means. It's just not what it used to be. So maybe I am dealing with a little bit of thinning, and that might just partly be because of age. I don't know. I've been to the doctor. I've gotten my blood drawn recently. Like I'm healthy, everything's good. So I wouldn't attribute it to any of that. I just feel like it is something I was kind of thinking about. So anyway, I figured this couldn't hurt to use. I like the actual formula of this product. I think it does do a good job of making my hair look like very fresh, very clean. It does have like a pleasant fruity scent. It's not over the top, but it is noticeable. But I also think it's different than a lot of the other dry shampoo scents. And again, if it's going to help just kind of like support my hair and make it look a little thicker, especially around the roots, then I'm all for it. So I do like this formula. I also think it's really gentle. Anyway, that was a long tangent. So the last thing I picked up is the Caffeine eye cream from the Inkey list. Usually I do go for like a pretty heavy eye cream. I do have one from Osea I'm using. You know that I love the It Cosmetics eye cream. I'm also currently using one from Skin Fix that's really nice too. But you know what? Sometimes in the morning, I feel like a really heavy eye cream is not great. It's fine if I'm not wearing makeup, but if I'm wearing makeup, sometimes it interferes with the way it applies. So I do have one from Fenty that's nice. It's kind of more of a gel texture. And I figured I would try this one from the Inkey list because it is a little bit lighter. It also claims to help with the appearance of tired eyes, which I always look so tired when I wake up. My eyes are always tired and red and puffy. Like even if I get enough sleep, I don't look well rested. So I figured I would give this a shot because I do love the Inkey list. And sometimes it's just nice to have like a little bit of a lighter formula, especially in the morning. Like I said, I did grab this Summer Friday set, not at Sephora, directly from the Summer Fridays website. It sold out so fast at Sephora, like within, I want to say like a day or two. And then the other one was in stock, but not for much longer. Like that one sold out really fast too. I believe this is still in stock on the Summer Fridays website. I know you can't get the actual discount on it. Let me check. Oh, it looks like if you sign up for their email, you can save 15%. So that's actually pretty good. Let me just check if this is still in stock. Yeah, both of them are still in stock, the mini lip butter set and the regular lip butter set, which comes with 3 full-sized options. They're both great deals. Like if you actually want to try a variety of lip butter scents and you don't want to just commit to like one full-sized option. So the mini one comes with the shades or the scents vanilla, vanilla beige, which I do have the full-size version of that. This red one is poppy, and then this one is brown sugar. I really want to try brown sugar. Obviously, you don't get as much product because these are minis, but I don't know. I've had mine for a while, and I feel like I still have quite a bit in there. So here's brown sugar. Yeah, I mean, they're all very, very sheer. I also wanted to try the shade Poppy because it is kind of like a corally, yeah, like a coral. I'll just swatch them all for you so you can see. Oh, vanilla beige is really clear. I don't know if I do have the full size version of this, and I feel like it has a hint of color. And then I'm assuming vanilla is just like an actual clear. This is vanilla beige, but I think there's something wrong with it because it feels like very runny, super glossy. Like it doesn't have the same texture as the other ones. And then this one is vanilla. So I don't know if it just like separated in there. I feel like it needs to be mixed up because I do have vanilla beige and it doesn't look like that. They smell so good. They have like that vanilla cookie holiday scent to them. So I am excited about that. And again, I did purchase one for you guys as well as the full size version, which I'll be giving away. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. I didn't necessarily get like a ton of products that I need to test out on camera for the first time, but I will film a video using the Makeup by Mario palette. And then I want to do like a full face of drugstore makeup because there have been some really good drugstore launches too. So stay tuned for those videos. They should be up soon. Let me know what else you want to see on my channel during the months of November and December so I can add them to my list. And I'll see you very soon with a new video. Bye.